What's up guys, and welcome to another YouTube video. The third installment of the Sleuth Army Takeover Orlando series. Carrying on building the hype train.
Choo choo.
Pinkie was doing as the palm trees do, going for a bit of a swing. And today we are going to be looking at the top 15 things to do on International Drive
By the Frugal Brit, Orlando.
Now, International Drive is, other than the parks, probably where people spend most of their time. There is a lot of things to do, as we're hopefully going to see here, and there's plenty of places to try out to eat. Rip Ponderosa. I know it got a lot of bad reviews towards the end, but I can't say we ever had a problem. But we'll see what Mr.
This
Frugal
is quite a
Brit.
recent video as well, so there may be things on there that we are not aware of because we haven't been in quite a few years, but we will still see whether we like the look of them and whether we're going to do them.
Yeah. So without further ado, all
We need to
aboard
switch seats.
the hype train.
Choo choo. Chugga 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 chugga.
Now this is a well-needed pick-me-up, guys. We've just been streaming a horror game, so
No.
There's more than enough things to do on International Drive, but how do you make sure you're not missing out on the best attractions and getting the best bang for your buck? Hi, I'm the Frugal Brit, and for this video I'll be giving my top 15 things to do on International Drive. By that I mean the main strip between just south of the Orange County Convention Centre and as far north as where the old Wet n Wild used to be, lest we forget.
Rip.
And the list will cover a variety of different things, so comedy shows, museums, mini golf, rides. This list is based on my experiences, my friends' experiences, but mainly determined by whether or not expectations were met in online reviews to make it as objective as possible. If your favourite isn't on the list or if you didn't like my ranking, please let me know in the comments, it will really help out. So let's get started with number 15, which is Ripley's Believe It or Not, which is a unique experience which
I enjoyed this.
all things odd and unusual from all around the globe. Ripley's is suitable for all ages. Whilst the adults will enjoy reading the interesting facts, children will enjoy the interactive displays. Ripley's is on the east side of International Drive, and it's a stone's throw away from the Icon Park complex area. Tickets online cost $18.99 for adults and $12.99 for kids between 3 and 12.
it's not huge, so you know, fair
If you pay
enough.
on the day, expect to pay a few dollars extra. The reviews are satisfactory, I would say. Those who enjoyed Ripley's consider that it's a fun and interesting way to burn an hour or so when you're in this part of iDrive. Those who didn't enjoy it felt that it was a bit pricey for what it was. It's not going to keep a family entertained for a full afternoon, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's not the
You may feel
biggest.
like you're missing out on those fun exhibits every time you travel past this enticing building.
I did not go to Ripley's.
I can't remember how much it was when we went. I didn't think it was that expensive, so that might have changed recently, but it catches your eye straight away because of how the building looks. It looks like it's been split by an earthquake, but it isn't a very large building. You're going to be there maybe an hour,
Really?
maybe just over. I genuinely don't think we were there that long, and we did see it all. I mean, you know, there is obviously a lot of cool stuff in there, and some of the stuff I did recognise from some past editions of the book, but I think depending on what's coming up on the list, it's fair that it's a little bit lower. I don't know how often they get new exhibits in, so I don't know how much it would have actually changed since we were last there, but I would say it is worth doing. But maybe just don't set your expectations too high.
And maybe if you're trying to be careful with money, it might be.
Yeah, give it a pass. You could do
miss.
something like adventure golf or gator golf for far cheaper.
Fair.
At number 14, we have Air Florida Helicopter Inc., which
Yep.
offers helicopter tours of the greater Orlando area, which includes Disney World, Universal Studios, SeaWorld, amongst other things. So it offers 9 different tour options, but they'll also tailor a tour for you if you ask. Air Florida is 6 minutes walk away north from Point Orlando on the west side. The tour options range from $25 all the way up to $364. The best value option seems to be tour number 2 at $43, which includes the Universal Parks, or tour number 5, which heads over Disney World, which will cost you $93. The reviews are decent. It ranks overall as 4 stars on TripAdvisor. Most people are finding it to be very worthwhile and offering really good value for this type of an experience, which you'd usually expect to cost more. Most people who went with the cheaper options seem to wish that they'd gone for a more premium tour option, so do keep that in mind. Up next,
I wouldn't do that because I'm absolutely terrified of heights. So I wouldn't be able to enjoy it and be like, oh, this is great. Like, I'm enjoying this. Because I'd be too busy going, I'm going to die. I'm going to die in this helicopter.
See, I don't mind too much about heights, so I could do it, but I don't know if that's how I would spend my time. I mean, it was quite expensive, and that's per adult.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had a group of like 4 of you, even for the cheapest package, you're paying over $100. I suppose it'd be a cool way to see the parks, to see them from like an eagle eye. But I don't know if it'd give me enough to justify me paying that amount. Really, I don't know if I'd take that amount of time for that experience.
That's fine. I don't care what you...
at 13 is Wonderworks. It's called Wonderworks, but let's be real, we know it as the Upside Down House. Easily the most recognisable building on iDrive. It calls itself an amusement park for the mind, with some very impressive interactive exhibits, including the earthquake and hurricane wind simulations, which aim to educate and entertain. It also has a 4D motion ride, 3-story indoor ropes challenge course, laser tag, and a nightly magic comedy dinner show. Wonderworks costs $33 plus tax for adults and $24 plus tax for kids aged 4 to 12. So with the location, Wonderworks is very hard to miss. It's the defining feature of International Drive next to Point Orlando. The reviews are not quite as good as you'd expect, I would say. Obviously, based on TripAdvisor scores, most people enjoyed it, but it didn't meet the expectations of a fairly substantial number of people. Those that enjoyed it are referring to it being a great activity on a rainy day. Those that didn't have commented on it not offering great value at $33 for the amount of time it takes to complete. So who's it for? As mentioned, this is a good activity for any rainy days on your vacation, and if you have children in your group, it does aim to educate as well as entertain. Who is it not for? I would say young adults without kids. This might not be for you, as I would say it's tailored towards children and families.
We were going to do the Wonderworks, and we decided against it after reading the pamphlets and sort of looking at what they had to offer. And we did see a lot of people saying that it didn't, for the exhibits, it didn't take that long. Your main time would be spent, either doing the laser tag or doing the rope course and things. But even then, they were tailored to more young teens and kids, so it is quite a steep price to pay if you're not going to kill much time, if you're not going to be doing the laser tag or the rope course, because it's going to be hot. You might not want to be running around in a laser tag.
It will be air conditioned if it's indoor.
That's true. So we did give it a pass. $35 plus tax, 20% tax usually, so you're looking at $40 each for an adult. It's pretty steep
when there's not anything there really for adults.
No, the kind of education was more catered towards, basic for the different elements and things. So you could go for the cheaper option of Ripley's if you're purely interested in looking at exhibits, if you're not going to be doing the activities. But I suppose if you have got younger people that are going to do the activities, you'll get something out of it.
Number 12 is Sea Life Orlando Aquarium, which allows you to come face to face with more than 5,000 creatures, including colourful fish, seahorses and jellyfish, and you'll have the opportunity to surround yourself with turtles and sharks in a 360-degree ocean tunnel. Sea Life is located on the east side of International Drive and inside the main Icon building. It costs $25.50 online for adults and $20.50 for children. If you pay at the booth, it will cost a few extra dollars. The reviews are okay, nothing to get excited about, but the 5 stars are winning. Those that enjoyed the aquarium found the underwater experience to be very enjoyable. Those that didn't felt that they'd been to bigger aquariums for a smaller fee outside of Orlando, and that it was aimed mainly at children to about 5 years old. In summary though, I would say that if you have any toddlers in your group who haven't experienced an aquarium before, this would be a good choice for your vacation.
I just saw that. We did look at it. We did go into the building that it's in.
Yeah.
Because we did one of the 5D experiences, and I left my hat and some souvenirs behind, which was unfortunate. But I would say that you should really, I suppose if you know the building it's in, expect it not to be a massive aquarium, because it is in with a Madame Tussauds and that kind of thing. So $26 for a relatively small aquarium that might take you less than an hour.
Yeah, I just think there are aquariums here. There are aquariums in the UK that you could just go to if you want to see an aquarium. I think there's far more interesting things to be doing in Florida that you can't do here.
I can think of places here that I can go to an aquarium. I can't think of anywhere here where I can go hold an alligator and then play mini golf.
Facts.
So,
I mean, straight away.
It's got to get a 10 out of 10, surely.
Sleuth's Mystery Dinner Show, which comes in at 11. You are invited into the world of comedy, mystery and intrigue, where you become the detective and solve the crime.
We are doing this!
It begins by entering the theatres where you're greeted by one of the cast members, and once everyone is assembled, you get to watch the 45-minute comedy mystery show where all the clues are presented for you to help in solving the crime. Be warned, as you may be chosen for a cameo role, as I was when I was 7 years old, and I completely messed up part of the show by coming onto the stage too soon, requiring one of the cast members to improvise at my expense. A moment that still brings the occasional flashback. But I'm sure you'll be fine. If you don't want to get involved in the audience participation, they won't pressure you. Sleuths is located on the Icon Park complex on the far east side near King's Dining Entertainment. The prices, which include dinner, the show, unlimited beer, wine and soft drinks, is $55.95 plus tax, and for children between 3 and 11 it's $29.95. The reviews show that people were well entertained. It won't be the best meal you'll have in your vacation, but it's not bad. But that's not really the reason people are buying the tickets. Kids are welcome to these shows, but naturally with audience participation comedy, there will be the odd innuendo thrown about, but it's pretty tame.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't there when we went.
Must have been if you went there when he was 7.
Good point. We did not see this.
I don't remember seeing this.
I don't remember seeing this.
We did a similar thing that was Pirates. Still on. Oh, it's just off iDrive.
It was. I think it was a lot longer than 45 minutes though.
Yes, it was quite.
And you got a 3-course meal.
Yeah, you got 3-course meal, drinks.
Yeah.
And the show. With
And that did
this
have
massive
some
pirate ship in there.
Some audience participation. Well, we saw the Halloween show, didn't we?
Yes.
We saw the ghost pirates or whatever. And that was a lot of fun.
Which was really good, with the exception of her singing Cry Little Sister from Lost Boys, which was...
Down bad.
It was bad. It was bad. I love that song, and it was murdered. But the price is a little steep.
$50 for a 45-minute okay meal with a comedy show. I think comedy's...
If it had been like a
interesting.
legitimate, like, you are a detective, you were, like, you have to solve these mysteries, that would have been more interesting to me. That, not so much.
Yeah, sometimes it's tricky. They don't always hit the nail on the head with the comedy. Sometimes in shows like that where you know it's coming, it's going to feel very forced. So, I guess it's one to watch out for, but say, like, for our group, it's going to cost a minimum of $250 if we all did it.
Too much.
That is a hell of a lot.
Up next at number 10 is Chocolate Kingdom, which is an interactive tour that explains how chocolate is transformed from the bean to the chocolate bar. We were taken through a cacao tree greenhouse, a chocolate museum, a mystical river of chocolate, and a micro-batch bean to the bar factory using old world machinery. You'll be given the opportunity to customise your own chocolate bar for an additional cost. Chocolate Kingdom is based quite far south, which could be an issue for some. It's a 10-minute walk away from the Orange County Convention.
Yeah, that's really far south.
Yeah.
And very close to the Red Lobster. Admission price is $16.95 for adults and $12.95 for children between 4 and 12.
But then you pay an extra for your chocolate bar.
Based on the reviews, this experience does not disappoint. People are saying it provides an interesting history of how chocolate came to be, from the Mayans, Cortez, the Spanish monks, without alienating the younger crowd.
He's hot searched the word history.
Who said that the chocolate wasn't made in the factory, but the owner jumped in to state that this was a fake review from a disgruntled ex-employee. But interestingly, there was no denial to the claim. At number 9.
Bruh, charging an extra fee for chocolate made off-site.
It's not something I would do.
I could go to Cadbury's World here and get a tour of chocolate.
Yeah.
And you get loads of chocolate included in that. They give you all sorts.
It's just
It's not a bad price if it's something you're interested in, and you.
But I don't, unless it's like literally done out like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
Yeah, then.
Then I might be interested, but.
I don't think it's how I'd use one of my precious days on holiday. But if you're interested in it, I guess go for it. Figure out the
extra $6 to $12 for a chocolate bar. It said in that
so
review.
You could be paying $24 to $30 in total each.
It is the wheel at Icon Park, which is also known as the Orlando Eye, and it's a huge observation wheel that towers over Orlando at 400 feet tall. Each rotation takes about 22 minutes, which allows you to soak up Central Florida's spectacular views, and free parking is available on the on-site parking garage. Also, you'll be pleased to know that each capsule has air conditioning. The wheel is on Icon Park on the east side of International Drive.
Can't miss it.
The adult tickets cost $25 online and $20 for children above 3 years old, but expect to pay an extra $3 if you don't book in advance. The reviews are good, not great but good. As you'd expect, the positive reviews are referring to the scenic views in Orlando. The less favourable reviews are referring to it being too expensive when compared to other wheel experiences like at Niagara, Vegas and London. Also, a few people made reference to the information on the iPads not being very sophisticated in terms of reacting to the environments.
I mean, some people like to just chill and check out the views. That said, it was a 23-minute ride. So, it is something to do if you haven't been on an observation wheel before, I guess.
Again, I don't feel like it's something that I would do though. The wheel was there, and at no point was I like...
Personally, I don't think I'd do it. I don't think I'd get much out of doing it. I've never been one that's like, oh, this view is breathtaking, or things like that. So, yeah, personally, I don't think I'd do it, and I don't think I'd pay $25.
I agree.
At number 8 is the iFly Orlando skydiving, which provides a vertical wing tunnel which simulates a 3-4 skydive without having to jump from an aeroplane. Surprisingly, this is safe for children 3 and up, so if you have any thrill-seeking toddlers in your group, they can get involved too. iFly is just north of Point Orlando on the east side and very close to the Wonderworks. The cheapest entry ticket is for 2 simulated flights at $69.95 per person. But if
It's
you're
not bad for an
travelling with
indoor
5
skydive.
people, you can get the friends and family 10 flight package for $299.95. The reviews are really good. It's very comfortably meeting expectations in providing an exhilarating experience. But there are some saying that it was a bit short for the price and not offering the best value. Furthermore, you will get some pressure to upgrade your experience for things such as going higher, having an extra flight for $20, etc.
Wait, was that
which
it?
some did take issue with. Next, at number 7 is...
I feel like a lot of these things are things that you can do anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I was quite digging it. I like the idea of an indoor skydive. But that said that you get 2 60-second goes. And then that first tunnel, that last tunnel there, was not very big. Like that first one they stood in, they were flying all over the place. I mean, the price is like, you know, it is an expensive thing to do, so, you know, it was a reasonable price, but if you're going to be there literally 10 minutes, you know, from start to finish, if there was no queue, that's a lot of money for that.
Yeah.
But I feel we're hitting a similar thing here.
Yeah, Madame Tussauds, we have those
A lot of
here.
them.
Yeah. In a few different places.
But we'll see.
Madame Tussauds, the celebrity wax attraction we all know. You can pose for a selfie with Taylor Swift, swing punches with Muhammad Ali, and save
Already
the
done
world with
that.
Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman.
That's actually the same exact model as the one in Blackpool of Muhammad Ali.
East side of International Drive. The online price is $25.50 plus tax if you book online, and $28 if you book at the booth. Children pay around $5 less. Reviews are okay. They're good. Expectations are being met most importantly, but based on reviews, people aren't blown away. One thing that people did really appreciate was being able to get up close to the wax models, unlike the version in the UK where everything is behind ropes.
Not in the ones that I've been to.
Me neither.
Size, with it not being the biggest Madame Tussauds museum, which will last you just over an hour. If you're looking for an indoor activity that'll last just over an hour, and if you're in need for some Instagram content, then you'll get a lot out of this.
I actually, I'm pretty sure I have some pictures from very recently when I was in Blackpool and I went to Madame Tussauds that show that everything is not, in fact, just
I was going
behind.
to say, I don't think everything is behind ropes.
We'll put his input in there.
Yeah, I was like,
Or apparently I don't.
he doesn't. He's fibbing. But I can confirm that we have had pictures with multiple of the
Yeah, they are
things.
not.
They're
They are
not
not
at all behind.
out of the way.
You can
Oh,
touch
here
them.
we go. Here's one.
They probably won't be able to see it. Oh yeah, Ed Sheeran.
A little Ed Sheeran there. Look at all the ropes blocking me off.
Mm.
Look at just everywhere. I was actually caught in them.
Again, I feel like I wouldn't go to this. I wouldn't go. I
wouldn't go out my way. I wouldn't do this full stop. Actually.
yeah, because it's like once you've been to a Madame Tussauds and you've been to one, and I've done that in the UK. There's several in several places, so
Yeah.
this would not be a thing I would do here.
And like I say, that Muhammad Ali is actually the exact same as the one that's in Blackpool here.
Number 6, I have the Skeletons Museum of Osteology, which features 40 exhibits featuring 500 real animal skeletons from all over the world in exhibits such as African safari, marsupials, and Florida wildlife. Museum admission includes scavenger hunts for all ages as well. Skeletons is on the south part of the Icon Park complex on the east side of International Drive. Ticket prices vary significantly depending on when you book your ticket. I would strongly recommend doing this way in advance and before your vacation.
Oh, the day pass, that's not bad.
Deal. I think if you do want to book on the day you're travelling, it doesn't offer very good value in my opinion. It's a lot cheaper midweek and most expensive on a Sunday. So the 5-star reviews are very comfortably in the lead. I did see some people saying that they felt the museum was a bit on the small side and not the best value given the type of museum experience you can get in England for free. But this is from a small minority of people commenting.
I mean, I guess it's cool, but
Yeah, it's cool that they have the Florida wildlife examples as well.
yeah. Again, though, I'm not one that reads like every single sign.
No, I just wander around.
Thing, so I think you've been there for like an hour.
I mean, the prices, when it was like showing the prices if you booked way in advance, like $6 is not bad.
No, that's fine.
That will fill, but when it was going up to like $20...
But you're having to pre-book that.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's like, if anything, you probably do that on like a slightly rainy day or...
Yeah, if you're you've got an hour to kill before you grab some tea or whatever.
You don't want to have to like pre-book it and plan your entire day
around going to see some skeletons. But you know, it's cool, and if you could get a good price, then it'd probably be worth doing to experience and kill some time.
Up next to start the top 5 list is Pirates Cove. This is a pirate-themed mini-golf course with 18th century buccaneers, sunken ships, cascading waterfalls, pirate dungeons and lush tropical landscaping. Pirates Cove is a few minutes walk south from Icon Park on the east side.
No, a bit noisy.
2 different 18-hole options. It's $14.50 plus tax for adults, $12.95 plus tax for children. If you want the 36-hole option, $23.95.
That's not bad. $23.95 plus tax for 36 holes.
Reviews are good. They're not outstanding, but it is meeting
I mean,
expectations.
they're excellent and very
Some
good.
would say that the theming is focused on what people will see outside on International Drive and not necessarily on the holes within the course. Basically lacking in the crazy part of crazy golf. But if you're looking for a fairly relaxed outdoor activity, this might be your best choice on iDrive.
Did you do this one?
I think so. We've done a lot of... We do enjoy our adventure and crazy golf. I think it's always a nice way to relax a little bit and, you know, kill a little bit of time and have a good laugh, because, yeah, the like, course might not be crazy, but if you're not particularly adept, then you might be like 17 shots in on the simplest hole. You know, I think it's one of them where with good company you're going to have a good time, even if it's not, you know, the craziest of courses, but you know, the landscape's cool with the like the water features. I'm a fan of a good water feature.
Same.
And all the, like the pirate ship and things, and even though it might be at the front, you can still see it when you're in the actual adventure golf. So I would do this.
If you haven't already.
Yeah.
Up next at number 4 is the Orlando Starflyer, which is the world's tallest swing ride at
No.
450 feet, which is 50 feet bigger than the Orlando Wheel. For this attraction, you'll be moved up and down and rotating around the giant tower at speeds of up to 60 miles per hour whilst taking in the amazing views of...
You're not taking in views at 60 miles an hour.
Also, if you do this at night, you'll get to enjoy the impressive LED lighting system. The Orlando Starflyer is located at Icon Park on the east side of International Drive. It will cost you $11.27 plus tax if you book
That's
online,
pretty good, actually.
$14 if you pay at the booth. Although it's a short ride, I do think this is decent value. As you can see, the reviews are really impressive. It
I
is
wonder if it
exceeding
opened
people's
recently.
expectations as an experience. At the time of writing this, there was only one negative review which claimed that it was too short. Who is this for? Well, you need to be 44 inches tall, but there's no height or weight limit. Other than that, I would say this is obviously aimed mainly at thrill seekers and
Not
adrenaline
me.
junkies. Obviously, it won't be fun for anyone who doesn't like thrill rides or anyone scared of heights. Other than that, it's also probably not for anyone looking for an activity that will kill a lot of time.
Nope. You know what? I'm gonna say. I think this would be more fun to watch stood on your hotel balcony at night. I think when you're sat on it, you're not taking in sights because you're flinging around at 60 miles an hour. It's a short ride. They are. I mean, it's the same reason I don't really ride free falls anymore, because once you've done one, you've pretty much done any, flyer. But I think it would be one of them things like when you could see the slingshot from the hotel. When that's all lit up and you can see it flying up occasionally, it's like, oh, that looks cool to observe. But if you're on it when those LED lights run, you're not really care or pay attention. But if you could see it flying around, you'd be like, oh, it kind of adds to the nice sort of panorama landscape you could see. But it is reasonably priced, so if you haven't done anything like this before, then
Get yourself on there.
yeah, give it a go, see what you think. Unless you're scared of heights.
At number 3 we have Mama's Comedy Show. It's an improv comedy night which plays in the same paddling pool as Whose Line Is It Anyway, that sort of approach, but very much geared towards adults. There's also a bar
What am I
with
watching right now?
food to choose from. Mama's Comedy is on the northeast corner of the Icon Park complex, at the same place as Sleuths, and it costs only $10 for a ticket, would you believe? This place is absolutely smashing it with the reviews, which it has done for almost 10 years now, I believe. These are highly skilled performers, they're experts at audience interaction and improvisation. Be warned though that it is extremely raunchy. Definitely don't bring your kids here, and if you embarrass easily, don't go with your parents either. This is basically where a lot of the negative reviews come from, which I did find very amusing to scroll through. I really like this pick because it's something a bit different and makes for a welcome diversion from the frantic child-focused fantasy that is Orlando. Given how subjective comedy is, I think the reviews show just how good a job they've done over the years with this show.
I have no opinion.
Comedy is subjective. Some people might find it hilarious. Some will sit through it and go, what was that? $10, decent price, I guess. I don't know how long the show is, but even if it's a half an hour show, $10 isn't much. So if you're a fan of like improv comedy, how improv it is, I don't know, because I would have thought it would be set, but you would have to try it out for yourself. I would say on this one it's a bit of a tricky one to call, really.
At number 2 is Nomadic. This is a state-of-the-art location-based virtual reality experience which allows you to freely explore a large play space while wearing a VR headset and backpack computer. So unlike a lot of VR experiences, you're not tripping over wires. And what really sets this VR experience apart is that the building has been designed with the virtual world in mind. So when you touch a wall in VR, you can physically feel it, you can flip switches, fire a weapon, even ride a helicopter. Nomadic is situated on the northwest corner of Punta Orlando behind the back of Maggiano's Little. It'll cost you $27 for a midweek ticket and $30
Arizona sunshine.
The reviews are superb for Nomadic. People are loving how unique and
Wow.
the technology is. But this is not your typical virtual reality experience. There are not many places around the world that can compete with this. The only unfavourable comments that I could see were referring to it being a bit too short, because this experience lasts for 15 minutes, and given how fun it is, it really does go quickly. Who is this for? In particular, I think this would be perfect for young teenagers, but to be honest, this will be a thrilling experience for everyone in the family. Who is this not for? This might not be for anyone who scares easily. This is a very immersive experience which involves killing zombies. Also, if you're not really into video games, which is basically what this is, albeit a very sophisticated one, then I would pick a different
That's
activity.
pretty cool.
Looks reasonably priced. I mean, I'm quite in touch with like VR experiences and technology experiences in general, and I've not really seen much like this. So this definitely wasn't there last time we were, but I would 100% be up for
Giving that a go.
giving that a go. I think if it had just been a walk around VR, that's still, I was still like, oh, that's pretty cool. But that interactive element is pretty insane. So I think that could be a lot of fun.
At number 1, we have escape rooms. This is obviously a big cop-out on my part, as I've included 3 different escape room attractions on iDrive. The reason for this is they're all superb. Reviews are absolutely incredible for all 4. That includes the theming, the staff, the puzzles. They're all similarly priced at around $30 to $40. They all deserve to be in a top 5 list, if I'm being completely honest. And unfortunately, it didn't seem very interesting to have 3 spaces taken up by different escape rooms, so yeah. Negative reviews for these escape rooms are in the extreme minority, and this is usually people taking issue with having to share an escape room experience with another family. Just in case you don't know what an escape room is, basically you and a team of friends
I ain't about that life.
a themed room, and you'll usually have about an hour
That was
to
Marvel.
complete a set mission in order to escape the room. These generally involve number, word or object puzzles. So the 3 that I've chosen in no particular order is Blockbuster's Escape Game, which is opposite Icon Park on the west side of iDrive. My second pick is America's Escape Room on the east side in between Icon Park and Point Orlando. And lastly, I've gone for the Escape Game Orlando. Chances are you will not be disappointed with any of these options. My advice would be to either pick one that is convenient for you to travel to, or take a look at their websites to see which theming you prefer best. Who is this for? Anyone looking for an entertaining indoor activity that requires family teamwork. Who is this not for? Escape games can be a bit stressful for some, with solving lots of puzzles in limited time, so if you're not in the mood for that sort of thing on your vacation, then avoid this activity. Well, that's it, thank you.
I mean, we do love
I think escape
rooms.
are interesting as well, because every escape room is going to be unique. Doesn't matter where it is, particularly. The draw of the escape room is the unique puzzles. I think the make or break for me, because it's reasonably priced, would 100% be whether they put you in with a random family.
Yeah, that
I wouldn't enjoy that.
bother me, I think.
Because I mean, you don't know what they're going to be like, and they could just mess up the puzzles and everything. I much prefer just having the group you went with. So I think that would be what it came down to for me personally. But if I had to give the pick of we'll do that one, for me it would be the VR experience. I think a lot of these were kind of available elsewhere. They wouldn't scream the Florida experience to me.
Yeah.
I get why, people be like, oh, let's go to the aquarium or anything like that. Because I like going to aquariums. Aquariums are fun. But I think your time is precious in Orlando.
I mean, I feel like there were things missing as well. Like, I know that obviously the Pirates is not
It's
actually
close
on
enough, though.
International Drive, but it's close by enough, and I think that's actually a really good quality, like good value for money for that. We had a good time there. There was the
CSI experience,
thing,
the Titanic experience.
I have very mixed feelings about the CSI thing. We absolutely flew through it.
Yeah, we did it ridiculously quickly.
But again, there were people that seemed to be really struggling,
Yeah.
so I don't know if we were just very good at it. There's like the Titanic experience.
Gator
obviously,
golf.
Yeah, there's Gator golf.
There was like a zombie laser tag that I can't. Did you do that, or was that? That might have been the same day as Ripley's actually. And that was a lot of fun. The like actors in there had like costumes on that had the laser tags on them. So I think there was definitely
So unless those things are not there now.
personal. I know that Pirates is still. I know there are, and CSI actually, and I think the Titanic experiences, because it was on that little feed he showed at the beginning of different activities. So I think there's definitely things that were missing from this list, things that I wouldn't have included, but that just goes to show the range of things available to you at iDrive, which,
Plus all the shops.
I mean,
So many stores.
even if you're not that big a fan of walking through like gift shops, you will be, because just the general vibe of it all is very positive vibe. So I think that there is just so much to do. You could make a list of the top 50 things to do if you included the restaurants and the gift shops and all that kind of thing, and chances are you will be spending probably a lot of time on iDrive. There's a lot of hotels on there, there's a lot of hotels on the streets coming off it, you know, there's the main like restaurants outside of the parks and stuff are on there, and the parks are on there.
Wet and Wild. Rip.
Wet and Wild was on there. Of course, that got shut down and replaced. Well, not that on that site, but the Universal Volcano Bay
What is
opened
on
up
that
instead.
site?
I don't think there's anything currently. I'm not sure. We'll know when we go. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you are going to Orlando, you've had a list of things to do or to consider and prices. You've had some more personal recommendations from us, but this has been the next stop on the hype train.
Choo choo.
But you know what doesn't go choo choo? The notification bell.
It doesn't. It goes. Ding ding.
So if you have enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, maybe subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the notification bell.
Ding ding ding.
We are releasing these Florida videos bi-weekly, so you can look out for the next one in a couple of weeks' time.
Check out the old ones.
Yep, there are 2 already. We've covered Universal Studios rides and Epcot rides and attractions. There will be reaction videos in the weeks between the Florida videos as well, so if you want to check out some of them, there are already some up on the channel. But for now, Sleuth Army, we will see you next time.